Welcome back to Rad BMX Builds. On this episode, I thought I'd do things a little bit different and share some shop talk with you. In my shop today, I wanted to go over what the current projects are, what I'm going to do to move forward with this company, maybe even a little bit about the past, but I want you, my subscribers, to get to know me a little bit and kind of understand the journey that I'm taking and where I plan to take it. So I figured this video would be a good opportunity to do that instead of watch me build a bike and then ride the bike, build the bike, then ride the bike. But don't worry, you stay tuned because I'm going to show you plenty of bikes in this video. First, let's talk a little bit about me. You can get to know me a little bit, how I started off doing what I do and how I made this into an actual business versus a hobby. This goes back to, of course, my roots, which would be riding bikes in the 80s. I raced in the early 80s in California, and in the late 80s, I did a little more racing in California and then joined the Air Force. I was active duty for a little over 27 and a half years and then retired in February of 2018. Just before retirement, I started building a couple bikes on the side, just as the old school BMX bike scene started to take back off again. I was a hobbyist. I built myself a bike, I built my wife a bike, and we'd ride around our neighborhood a little bit. This was all just for fun. Then, once I retired, we bought a large motorhome and traveled around the country. But I realized that my love for bikes didn't stop just because I was traveling. I was able to find bikes around the country, even meet a few other bike hobbyists or enthusiasts and a few collectors along the way. I even built a few bikes and established a relationship with Night Bike Company that helped me build a really rad black and gold SoCal Flyer a few years ago. That bike is now owned by one of you, the viewers, and I enjoy talking to you, an Army guy, and I think you know who you are. So moving along, we finally decided to stop traveling, sold our motorhome, and moved to Newport Beach, where I'm currently located. I can't tell you exactly where I'm at. I don't need you coming to my house, but I am really close to the Balboa Pier on the Newport Peninsula. I build bikes, ride bikes every single day on the beach trail, on the Balboa Pier. So if you wanted to randomly bump into me, you'll probably find me over at the Balboa Pier riding bikes, and I'm not hard to spot because I'm on a brand new build almost every single day I'm out there testing, making sure the bike's in good rideable condition, making sure if there's anything that needs to be tweaked or tightened, that I take it on these short little rides to make sure that I figure these things out. Okay, how I ended up where I'm at. So I originally opened my business in Boerne, Texas. We were staying there in the motorhome for an extended period of time. I have family there. And I decided to open this as a legitimate business, filed for an LLC in Boerne, Texas, and opened it running this out of a storage facility. We like to call it a stoffice, a mix between storage and office facility. And it did quite well. I had my own little workshop set up. I put in flooring, I put in shelves, I put in a workbench, bought a bunch of tools, had a few bike racks, and moved all of my stuff from Arizona that I had in storage to Boerne, Texas. I feel like it was doing so successful that I figured, man, I might as well just keep going with this and see where it takes me. So lo and behold, Instagram started to take off, and at the time of filming this video, I think I'm somewhere around 27,700 people following my page on Instagram. And before I go any further, I want to thank every single one of you for following my page. It really means a lot to me. And I try to take time to answer all the comments, but honestly, I get a little overwhelmed. I get probably 100 messages a day on Instagram and untold amounts of comments on the content that I put on there. So I try my hardest. If I don't get to you, I apologize in advance. While we were traveling, we ended up in Park City, Utah, and I met another YouTuber. His name is Clayton, and he has a channel called Summit Auto Lab. Clayton took some time to talk to me and mentor me a little bit about YouTube. He already said, Sean, you got a great following on Instagram. That's something you should leverage and start a YouTube channel. And I thought, that's a great idea. You know, I'm not afraid to be on camera, and I would like the opportunity to show my bikes with video, and I thought that's fantastic. Let's go ahead and give it a try. So I set some boundaries. I said I'm going to do one video a week for 1 year, and if I make it past 1,000 subscribers in that 1 year, I'll continue to do YouTube. Again, today, at the time that I'm filming this video, we're right at about 850, so we're really close. We're only 150 subscribers away. So I want to take a moment right now. If you're a long-term lurker, if you're someone that hasn't hit that subscribe button yet, please hit the subscribe button. Let's get us to 1,000, because when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away something, and I don't want to give away what it is yet, but you will love it, and I'm going to give one of my people that are subscribing a heck of a gift. So please make sure you're subscribing to be eligible to receive that gift. Thank you. Okay, let's move on. So I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers. Instagram's doing really well. I made a YouTube channel, and I want to use that as an opportunity to talk to you. So that's what I'm doing today. What's going on in my shop right now? Well, currently I have established some great relationships since being in California. One of those relationships was with a company that has several names underneath it, and it is Race Inc., Cook Brothers, Box Components. The guys over there, Toby, Art, thank you very much for helping me out and getting some of my projects underway. So I've built a full custom gold and blue 26-inch Race Inc. bike that is now complete, sitting over my shoulder here, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. I do have another project that I'm working on, a 24-inch Race Inc. bike, and I want to talk about that a little bit. That bike is currently off at powder coat, and I use a powder coater only a few miles from my house. And anytime you use somebody else helping you on a project that a third-party person, it can be difficult, and this powder coater is proving to be difficult. So they advertise certain colors. I ask to do a bike in that color. They say no problem. We do the paperwork. He promises me a time, and then can't fulfill the promise, can't complete the color, doesn't have the color, can't get the color, has a hard time getting colors applied. So I don't think that powder coater is going to work out. So the 24-inch bike that I sent off to powder is not going to come back the exact color I want. And I may have to take it to a different powder coater to get what I want out of it. But we're going to see how it comes out, bring it home, put it together, take some photos, see what it looks like on film, and see if it's the right shade after all. It may be okay. But I think moving forward, I'm not going to be using this powder coater. And that happens. You know, you might find vendors that are hard to work with. You may find it hard to find certain parts. You may find just shipping a real problem. And we know that if you're out there buying BMX parts, how hard the process can be and how smooth it can be. In this instance, it's just harder than it needs to be, so it's time to move on. Don't be afraid to cut your losses. Say, hey, you know what, that didn't work out. Let's find someone else and move on to something that better fits you, especially if you're a business. And that's all it is. It's not personal. So to that powder coater, arrivederci, I'm moving on. I'm going to find somebody else. Sorry, dude. All right, that's where I'm at with powder coating, and that's where I'm at with the Race Inc. bikes. Let's move on to another relationship that I've established since I've been here, and that's with Monza bikes. A big thank you to Thomas over at Monza for trusting me with your product, which I'm going to tell you, I don't endorse products, bikes, parts very lightly. So I got a bike from Thomas and agreed to build it to auction the bike off. But I built the bike as it came out of the box and I rode it, and I couldn't be happier. I loved the bike. It rides great. The balance, the feel, the quality of the parts, pieces, and components are just epic. And at that price point, I couldn't not fall in love with it. It is a great bike. Sorry, it's early. Still drinking my coffee. I'm trying to wake up down here in the shop. So, Thomas, you have an awesome product. Thank you very much for trusting me with that. And he hooked me up with another bike, and I love that bike. It's right here to my right, and I'm currently building that for me the way I want it, and I'm excited about that build. Okay, so what else is going on with Monza? Monza sent me another bike, a black 24-inch bike, and I took it out of the box the other day. I am filming a separate video about this build because this one's really exciting. This particular bike is going to be another auction bike. I sat down with Monza. I told them what I wanted to do. They're excited. We bought a bunch of parts. I'm currently in the middle of that build, and this bike will be auctioned off at a later date. So make sure you're paying attention to my Instagram and Monza's Instagram if you want a chance to win one of my custom Monza builds, because this bike is super cool looking, and I kind of hate to see them go. You know, you get attached to a bike and you don't want to lose it, but one of you lucky subscribers or followers on Instagram is going to end up auctioning for this bike and winning it, and I think you're going to be super excited about it when you get it. So good luck to you. If you're one of the ones that try to buy it, I hope you get it. I hope one of my subscribers or followers get it. Don't let me down. If you want this bike, try hard, get it. I'm sure you'll get it at a really good price when the auction is said and done. But the goal is to bring that price up as high as we can to try to recoup the money that it takes to build these bikes. We're not in it for the profit. We're in it to show you a rad product and give you a bike that's already custom built. And thankfully, I've had the opportunity to do that custom build for Monza. All right, where am I at right now with the shop? Well, let me tell you, I've told you about me a little bit. I've told you about how I established my LLC and my business, and that I've moved it to Newport Beach. Now, what am I doing with it? I feel like in the last 7 years of building these bikes that the sport or the game, as you will, has changed significantly. So I'm kind of moving away from the 20-inch bike builds because honestly, the prices are out of control. And as a business, the profit is not there. And do I love building them? Yes. Am I still building them? Yes. Mostly for collection purposes and things of that nature. But buying parts, building bikes, and trying to sell them as a business, the 20-inch bike game is not where it's at. People are wanting too much money for what they have, and people are wanting to pay too little for what you build. So there's no profit there. And as a business owner, that doesn't make a lot of sense. However, big wheel bikes. I've never been a big wheel bike fan until I got on a big wheel bike and started riding it around. And down here at the beach, that's huge. They are everywhere, and parts are everywhere and affordable, and you can make a new school big wheel bike look like a rad old school BMX bike. However, the rideability is so much better. So riding these big wheel bikes is super rad. Making them look like an 80s old school bike, in my opinion, is way more rad than putting a bunch of bling on it and spending $1 million on crazy high-end parts because you want it super shiny for these bike shows or ride wheelies down the street or whatever the hell you're doing with them. I don't care. I want my bike to look like something straight out of the 80s. Even though it was built in 2022, I really don't care. I'm not a catalog builder. I'm not a old school builder only. I am not an old school correct builder. I use repop parts. I use new bikes, old bikes, and that leads me exactly where I want to be, and that is to tell you that when I build bikes, and I want you to please understand this and take it in the best of ways, I build bikes for me. I don't build bikes for you. I don't do custom builds for customers other than like the partnerships that I currently am working in. But for an individual consumer, I do not do custom builds for you. I do not take on your project, build it, and give it back is what I'm trying to say. So I build bikes the way I want to build them. My rules, my business. And then if I want to sell them, I put them on my website and I sell them. If you want to buy one of my bikes, it's through the website, radbmxbuilds.com. If it's not on the website, it's not for sale. I do have a ton of bikes. I'm sitting on a huge inventory of bikes. That doesn't mean they're all for sale. I use them for content. I use them for fun. I ride my bikes. They're not all for sale. So if you see me post a bike like, let's say the Chrome Haro Master that I got sitting right here, you see that bike on Instagram and people lose their minds. For sale. How much? I want that bike. Good. I'm glad you do. But unless I say it's for sale and put it on my website, you're not getting it. Stop asking If it is for sale, I will write for sale on the website, and that's where you go and you buy the bike. I do not sell through Instagram anymore. I did at one point, but it's like Facebook Marketplace out there. I'm not running a swap meet. I'm not taking offers on parts, bikes, things of that nature. If you want something of mine, you pay what I ask for it, and it's on the website. If you want merch, it's on the website. If you want bikes, it's on the website if it's for sale. If you want parts, they're on the website if it's for sale. Now, we're going to go over the shop in a moment, and I'm going to give you a tour. And you're going to see bikes, and you're going to see parts, and you're going to see a lot of things. But I'm going to tell you right now, there's only one thing for sale on the website other than merch, and it is a brand new white 24-inch Haro Master. That's the only thing in my shop at the time I'm filming this video that's for sale on the website. So I'm going to show you my little nook of a shop here that I'm working out of. And don't get too excited about everything you see, because these are my projects, my hobby, my fun, and stuff that I'm working on. But it could be, at some point, for sale on the website. So if you do see something you like, make sure you keep an eye on it. If it shows up on Instagram for sale, then jump over to the website and buy it. Okay, so that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I hope I answered a lot of your questions, because I tried to go on Instagram and answer all your questions, but I can't keep up with it. So I thought making a video would help a lot of you understand where I'm at, where I'm coming from, what I'm doing with this sport, what I'm doing with my business. One last thing I'd like to share. I am in Newport Beach. However, this is temporary. So no, I do not have a brick and mortar store. The cost of opening or leasing a space here in Newport Beach, honestly, is about $6,500 to $10,000 a month. I'm not turning those kind of profits to pay a lease of that nature. So this hobby is currently run out of my garage at my house. So no, you can't come by, and I apologize for that. But I am more than willing to meet you in the local area. So if you are down here and you want to see a bike, I could take that bike and meet you there if that's something you'd like to do. Just reach out to me through my email or through a DM on Instagram. That's the best way to get a hold of me. Now, I'm going to take this camera off the tripod, and I'm going to give you a tour of some of the bikes I currently have, but I need to give you a disclaimer here. I do have a lot of bikes that are not here. So like I said, my space is pretty limited here. I have a storage unit, and my personal collection of bikes is there in the storage unit, not here in my shop. So I think I have about, I don't know, eight bikes maybe sitting in that storage unit that you're not going to see here. One or two of these bikes in my garage will end up in that storage unit. For instance, the chrome and blue and pink 20-inch Haro Master that all of you seem to love so much, it's going in my personal collection. I've been telling you it's not for sale. It never has been. And that's going to go and stay with my other bikes. So sorry to disappoint, but there are a bunch of other bikes to my right and to my left, just off screen, that I'm going to show you in a moment, and I hope you enjoy them. So let's get this camera off and let's do a little review of what we got. Okay, welcome back. Now I have the camera in my hand. It's going to be more of a vlog style. So first thing I want to do is give you a tour of some of the bikes that I have in my shop and then what I'm working on. So first thing up is a Monza 26-inch, which is the blue one in chrome. This is something Monza gave me that I'm currently working on. I got blue Amy grips on it and blue tires, added some tie comp brakes, tough neck chain ring, die comp brakes in the back. Currently have this seat on, but that's not the one that's staying on it. I got one coming probably today. Next bike over you can see is a 26-inch Pro Series. Everything on it stock except for the pedals and the chain ring, which I added. I got some plans for that bike. So we'll see if I can find a powder coater that can make it happen. Then, kind of my crown jewel, this one will stay in my collection. This is a 26-inch hutch, and it has hutch cranks, pedals, bars, forks, stem, everything is hutch. And so that bike, that's not going anywhere, not for sale. I'm going to be keeping this one. Then I have a 26-inch green and gold Haro Master. This bike is sick, rides so nice. And I love riding that bike on the beach, and the color is outstanding. It just pops, especially in the daylight. And then the gold and blue 26-inch Race Inc. This bike has Profile Elite hubs. It's just wicked out in the sun, and it just, I'm sure you've seen the photos, but in the garage, it just doesn't do it much justice. So that's that bike rack. We'll move on to the next one, and we have the 20-inch, 20-inch Haro Master that I talked about earlier, and I've added a bunch of parts to it. So it's got pink pegs, pink bash guard, decals, my decal, and then I added the blue tires, pink Haro grips, checkerboard flight donuts, Vans Colt checkerboard seat. Bike is beautiful. I've always wanted a Master. Okay, next up is the one that's for sale. This is the 24-inch Haro Master in white and pink. This bike came teal and blue, and I had it powder coated, and I re-decaled it and added a bunch of parts, brake cables, pedals, white 24-inch Skyways, white seat, white Haro grips with purple ODI bar ends, pink donuts from Flight. So if you want that bike, don't miss out. It's on the website. It is a sick bike, and I love it, and it rides great. So I'm shocked it hasn't sold yet. One of you could own this right now if you go to the website and buy it. This bike is going to be the one auctioned off. So lots of custom stuff coming for this 24-inch Monza. Already got the brake cable on there. These pads are the motivation for the build, and they're giving me some custom decals from the factory to match that blue. It currently has black 24-inch Skyway Tough 2s on it, but we're going to swap those out. We're going to do something different with that. But I've added black 4-piece bars, black stem, black Welgo pedals, black laid back seat post, black brakes, and you're starting to see a theme here. But again, my motivation is this pad set right here, the colors in that. If you pay particular attention to the pink, we'll move right over and kind of show you where I'm going with that. So I don't want to give too much of that away quite yet, but that's kind of the direction I'm going. So got quite a lot of bikes there, quite a lot of bikes sitting here. Now what I want to do is take you into the shop. So sorry, I'm kind of tripping over stuff here. I'm going to move stuff around a little bit. So I'm going to take you back into the shop, show you what I got. Little Schwinn Yo scooter. I believe that's an 87. I do have another one sitting up here. So that's the one that comes with the larger spoked front wheel, and I got a bunch of number plates and forks and bars and parts and pieces and all kinds of stuff that I have just sitting up there. So let's move back a little bit. Got a bunch of Haro parts sitting up here. Got some discs sitting up there. And then all of these boxes are just packed full of parts, decals, my Schwinn Yo scooter build, pegs and pedals, stems, seats. Got a bunch of project pieces going on over here. This is going to be a very special 26-inch World Tour build that I'm doing. And it's going to be kind of an Eddie Fiola throwback in yellow. So I'm going to do a yellow Pro World Tour build, but in a 26-inch. Because I think that'll be pretty awesome. And, we'll see what it looks like when it's done. A couple of the boxes I still have, Race Inc., because I still have the Race Inc. bike. GT, because I have a couple GT bikes that I'm probably going to get rid of. And down at the bottom, I got a Haro box. And the reason I keep these is because if you buy one of these bikes, I want you to get it in the original box also. So if I sell my Race Inc. bike, the Haro, the GT, you're probably going to get it in one of those boxes. So I would appreciate that if I bought it from someone and they kept the original box and it's in good shape. I like the box. Up here, a bunch more parts that are laying around, a bunch of takeoffs. future project, the 24-inch Race Inc. bike. I got all the parts and pieces for that. Some other parts, pieces, decals, and just a bunch of other stuff laying around. So, wheels, the 24-inch Race Inc. wheel set that I have built, 26-inch wheel set takeoffs, tires, tubes, all kinds of stuff over there. This is my 26-inch Pro World Tour wheel set. These are GT sealed bearing, high flange hubs on chrome, Sun Rhino Light rims, and 26-inch GT tires, which are pretty rad. That's where I'm kind of at with everything going on inside of the shop. And I think I'm going to put you back on tripod and talk to you a little bit more, then we'll close out this video. But if you're sticking in there with me, thank you so much. I'm just trying to answer a bunch of questions in this video, give you a quick little tour, and show you what's going on over at Rad BMX Builds. So let me set you back up and we'll close this video out with a little bit more information for you. And since you... All right, before I close this video out, I can't do it without you. So I need to thank a few people. And first of all, thank you. If you subscribe to this channel, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. That's going to help this channel grow, which helps my business grow, which gives you better content and gives you some really rad bike content as well for you to watch. Now, thank you to the people behind the scenes at Rad BMX Builds, the editor, the website builder. You know who you are, and I would not do this without you. I would not do it without you. That's it. It's as simple as that. So thank you guys for helping me out and getting to where I'm at so far. Now, to the people on Instagram, thank you guys for your positive comments. The negative comments get blocked immediately. I don't need it, don't want it. If you bring drama to that page, you're just gone and blocked. It's that simple. For those of you that have been there a long time and supported it, man, thanks so much. You guys are absolutely rad. And I want to pick out a few people here. See the Bike Man, Charles, dude, you're rad. It is so good to have been able to go down there, see you, do a video with you, and we interact almost daily. Call each other on the phone, talk BMX. It's pretty awesome. There's a lot of you out there on Instagram that I've had relationships with over the years, and some of you have just been there since the beginning, and I see your comments, and we interact, and I deeply appreciate it. So thank you so much. To the people helping me with these bike builds, George at Night Bike, man, you're rad, dude. I appreciate your support all the time. We haven't met yet in person, but I look forward to that day. So for my subscribers on this and my followers on Instagram, make sure you're following Night Bike Company. Their product is awesome. To the guys over at Race Inc. and Cook Brothers, that's a team. And for that team, thank you guys for what you do. Thanks for bringing back that brand. It's always been one of my favorites, and I hope to move forward with a relationship there and be able to do more things with you. All right, let's get down to it. Here's the deal. We need to get to 1,000 subscribers. We need to get there as soon as we can. So when we do get there, I'm going to go back and see who my subscribers are. If you're not one, you're not going to be involved in this. If you are one, you're automatically entered to win this. So I took you on a tour of the garage, and I showed off bikes to my right, bikes to my left, and my little workshop area back there. And in that video, we went across something without me mentioning it too much, but that is going to be the giveaway. There's something that I just showed you in here that will be a giveaway to one of you when I hit 1,000. And I'm hoping that is soon. So let's hit the subscribe button, share this video, tell your friends about it, tell them to subscribe, because that's going to give you a chance to win something that I just showed you in this garage. And I wish the best for you, and I hope you guys are able to win it. So to one of my subscribers or one of my Instagram followers, man, thanks guys, I appreciate it. And as always, stay rad.